Then we're going to be talking about healthcare. How do you guys go about, or how do you go about your health insurance and stuff like that?
So now I have insurance with my work. Like my work contributes to it, and I contribute it out of my pay also. But healthcare in America is expensive. It's ridiculous. For context, or for an example, I went in once into the hospital to have something cut off from my finger. I'd won a ring that got stuck, and they billed me pretty much almost $2,000 for that. And I didn't even see a doctor. Nothing was prescribed to me. Nothing, zero. They just got this thing that they used to cut off the ring, and the bill came down to pretty much like, let's just say approximately, if I approximate it, to almost 2K. So ridiculous. Childbirth is like 30K, 40K. Yeah. So, and you gotta pay cash. So when I had that visit, I think my insurance tried to bargain, and they brought one down to because I had 2 bills from that one visit, and they brought one down to half the cost. Yeah. But still, everything together was 1.5. So I'm supposed to be 1 for other pockets. But anyways, that's why I don't recommend. Okay, in America, all glory to God.
Oh, glory to God. Well, for the UK, we have the NHS. There is the private healthcare also, but I think most people use NHS. Maybe the rich use the private healthcare.
So you can choose.
Yeah, if you want to use the private healthcare, you can choose.
I wish you had something like NHS.
Yeah. So we pay for the NHS from our national insurance. If I'm not wrong, yeah, I think that's where we pay for the NHS. So it's not like it's free. You pay for it out of every month, but at the point of care, healthcare is free. So let's say I wanted to see the doctor now. We call it GP. I want to see the GP. If I go to see the GP, I won't pay. They won't send me a bill to be like, oh, you saw the GP. This is your bill. But also again, for me, for my age group, if I saw the GP and they wrote medications for me, if I take it to the pharmacy, I would have to pay for the drugs. So
that sounds chill to me. Because I still pay insurance every month. Don't get me wrong. I pay, there's a certain amount that comes out every month. Even when I was in school as a master's student, I paid insurance. So even when this thing happened, I paid insurance. But after insurance bargaining and everything, it still cost me 1.5. So we pay that insurance money, but maybe they're not charging us enough for us to make it care free. But yeah.
Okay. So for the UK, if you had God forbid you had an accident, they took you to the hospital, all the care is free. ICU, you were on the filter,
the ambulance,
you were on the ventilator, the ambulance brought you, in fact the helicopter brought you to the hospital, is free. So the only thing, dental care is not free, so teeth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think vanity, maybe cosmetic surgeries are not free. I'm not sure if eye care is free. It's part of the NHS or not. I'm not sure whether eye care is part of the NHS. But yeah, the only thing is that because everybody is using the NHS, there are long waiting times. So, for example, if I call to see the GP, they'll triage me and prioritize me. If it's not very, very important to them, they can say, come in 3 days' time or come in 1 week's time. I think that's my anger with the NHS. Sometimes, of course, because I'm a nurse, I would have gone to buy over-the-counter medications. Sometimes, especially if I go to the GP for flu, if I had the flu. In fact, I would have already been healed before my now when I have flu, I don't even bother calling them. I just call in sick at work and then I take medications. Except maybe I am now it's not going, then I do a COVID test. Or even when I had COVID, I don't think I went to see them.
Can you just buy medication?
Yeah,
there are some certain medications.
There are some medications you can buy over the counter, but there are some that you do need a prescription. They don't sell any out thing. Even contraceptives, if you want contraceptives, in Nigeria, you could go to the pharmacy and say, I want contraceptives, especially the emergency contraceptives. No, you could not just go to the pharmacy and just buy like just the emergency contraceptives is what I'm talking about, and you could get that over the counter. But like here in the UK, you can't get that over the counter. So maybe just like paracetamol or Puritin or Loratadine. Even paracetamol, once you buy 2 sachets at a shop, they won't sell another one to you, except you come back the same day and then buy. Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, the NHS works for the UK, and that's what I'm using. And then, how did you find the accents when you came here?
Of course, it was hard. I used to calculate if I could buy anything. Like, do I really need to buy this thing? Because I don't want to be speaking too much English. But now I've just gotten so used to it that I speak the way I want to speak. And if you need me to repeat stuff, I will. I think that's another thing I love about where I work, because I work for a multinational. Most people are not even, our CEO is not even like a native American. He's from Europe, and it's from the part of Europe that doesn't speak English. Yeah, so my company is very diverse, so a lot of people do not speak with an American accent. So everybody I just got used to. So I don't even have to speak with an American accent at work. At school it was a different thing because all my professors were Americans, and it was hard listening. It was hard also being confident in giving presentations, because I used to overthink the fact that, you know, if I give this presentation, this person probably doesn't understand what I'm saying. So I used to overthink that a lot. But after I got over my fear of that, all I just realized I needed to do was talk slowly. So in the moment, you know how you have like latency? Like someone could say something right now in this minute, and in that minute you might not know, in that second you might not know what it meant. But by the time like in like 2 seconds you realize that this was what they meant. So that's how you have to talk like slowly with suitable pauses and all of that. And once you that after I figured out that trick, I just sort of stopped stressing about my accent and just spoke however I wanted to speak, because I realized that they actually do understand if they want to.
Yeah, if they want to. For me though, when I got to the UK, it was difficult for some people, especially like my patients, to understand what I was saying. So I was working in like a geriatrics ward, which is basically a ward dedicated to like older people. So
oh my goodness.
And I know some of them are hard of hearing. Like I always had to repeat myself a lot. In fact, when I was in my supernumerary period where I had to work with someone, so you know, in order to make me feel confident when I start working alone, he would say, okay, you go and do this, and he would just be at my back like trying to supervise. And then I would say something, and some patients would look at him because he was English and be like, what did she say? Then he would have to say what I said, and then they would be like, oh. So for me, I faced that a lot. I know some people will tell you they don't face that a lot. Nobody told me I had to start, even though I don't have the English accent, but
I mean, I spoke with an accent too.
Start learning to speak in a way that they could understand me better. So, because for me, it wasn't about forming. It's about, can I just say something once and get it across to you and get on my way? Because
some people think it's about forming.
Some people do think that if you are not speaking your Nigerian accent, it's forming. So for me, it wasn't about forming. Like, I'm a nurse, like there's already a lot to do at work.
Yeah.
Like you just want to be taking things. I can't be telling you, oh please can I check your blood sugars, and then you didn't hear it 3-4 times. I'm repeating myself. Do you know how many things you would have done in that? Like, so
it's definitely not.
I tell people all the time, like my work accent is different from my normal accent. Like, and I'm not the only one. Like once I get to work, if you hear me, if you like be laughing, I sound entirely like something else. But when I'm now, you know, around my guys, of course, I'm normal. But
you know what? People are so annoying because they think because Chimamanda speaks the way she does, they're like, okay, so she can do it like this. But like, they forget that scenarios are different. Chimamanda might just be working for herself, writing her books.
Exactly.
And that's it. She doesn't have to like report to someone who, you know, or she doesn't. I'm not saying she doesn't have to. I'm just saying like situations really differ. I can decide to talk the way I talk now without code switching, because let's just pretend and say they need me at work. Not that they really need me, but like let's just pretend and say that they need me at work to kind of like finish my work on time, and nobody too is about to waste their time trying to not hear me speak. But our own case is very different because she literally needs to relate with a lot of people that you know. So yeah, when people code switch, I've never thought of it as forming because have you met these people? You will literally repeat that thing like 5 minutes. Like even things like water, because they don't pronounce the T. Like American accents, they don't pronounce the T in water. Yeah. If you say water, I've had someone like water. What? How hard can it be? Even if you call your water or whatever. How hard can it be for you to understand that what I'm saying is water? Yeah, they really take forever. So sometimes you just have to.
And also, I had difficulty also hearing them.
Yeah.
Like, so it was both ways. There are some patients that come in that, especially if they're like Scottish.
Oh, I can imagine.
Like,
I feel like the American accent is easy because we watch a lot of American movies.
Yeah, but I'm not really sure everybody watches like a lot of British movies.
Like deep, so, not the deep like the Scottish accent, like you said. Like,
yeah, like, and again, apart from that, the UK is also multicultural, so it's very diverse. So we also have like people from all over who can speak English. Just like the way people find it hard to understand my accent, I'm also finding it hard to understand. There was a guy at work when I first, like, the first day he gave me a handover, I didn't hear nada of anything he said. He was speaking English quite alright. After a while of me being in the ward, I got used to his accent. I now started understanding. But at first, when I got there, I couldn't hear anything he was saying, and he was speaking English. But he just had this very, so it goes both ways. Some people I can't understand. There are some English people I can understand them. There are some you meet, you can't understand them. But after a while, I just realized it's just a matter of time. You get used to their accent, you start understanding. And what I started doing was that if I know this person already, when they talk, I don't understand. I call it active listening. I stop everything I'm doing and actively listen. I know I might not get the whole statement. I'm looking for the keywords in what they will say. So maybe if I hear stethoscope, I'll be like, okay, you want the stethoscope. Or maybe if I hear, I'll just pick out the keyword and I'll be like, oh, you want this? And I'll say, oh, what do you want me to do with this? They'll now, okay, that's what I used to do. So,
that makes sense.
Yeah, like, I suffered. And then apart from even the accents, like, we call different things different names. So like we would say biro back in Nigeria, but if in the UK, what's biro? It's pen. And even though I know pen is pen, sometimes I will still say biro. Then I'll now correct myself and be like, oh, pen. Or maybe like,
I don't say biro anymore.
Or even like a bag, what we call like nylon bag, or what you guys would call plastic. They call everything a bag there. So like they are just calling different things. Even like when I got to the UK, apparently some patients who want to use the toilet, they'll be like, can I spend a penny? The first day I heard that thing, I was like, do you mean I don't have any? I was like, I don't have money on me. Because I don't understand.
I can imagine, because like, I would have been so clueless.
So I had to go and ask, they're like, oh, they want to use the toilet. Like,
I wonder where that phrase.
I don't know where the phrase came from, but they're like, oh, can I spend a penny? So like, also like, you know how we would be like, oh, I want to use the toilet. They'll be like, I want to open my bowels. In fact, I also had to learn how to say things in a certain way. In Nigeria, we would be like, oh, I want to vomit. They'll be like, I'm feeling sick. To me, we say I'm feeling sick, I'll be like, what's the problem? I'll think you are properly sick. I'll be like, oh, what's the problem? Is it your temperature? Do you feel hot? But when they say they are feeling sick, it means I'm not sure. I want to vomit. So I had to, like, the learning period for me. It was a long time.
Proud of you.
Thank you. But so that's that. And then, do you think they're friendly in the US?
Fake friendly. That's all I'm going to say about that. Very fake friendly. Like, very, very, very fake friendly.
For the UK, some people are friendly and they mean it.
Don't get me wrong, they are very, hi. No, they're very bright. They're very, like, Americans don't go around, like, they smile. Like, literally, you can't look at an American in the face and they don't smile back. But yeah, like I said, I think it's just they're just used to doing that.
Yeah, I think that
And they don't
it's not something.
it's not deep for them at all. It's not deep.
In the UK, some people are friendly and they mean it, and some people are fake friendly. So it's all about knowing who is who. Yeah. Because don't make a mistake of taking fake friendly. It's a bounce.
No, you won't make a mistake because tomorrow they can just do something that you know that this is where I stand. This is where I stand.
But yeah, normally if you meet, I feel like, well, let me say Oxford where I am, if you meet people, they will always like make small talk. Hi, how are you? How was work today?
I feel like Oxford is very similar to where I am because this place is more friendly. I mean, the south, people are more friendly, nice. When you go to cities like New York, that's like Lagos.
Same with London, nobody's smiling at you. I think they even make jokes about the difference between London and the Northerners. Like the Northerners are very friendly people, but in London, everyone's like, why the hell are you looking at me? Face your front.
Why are you looking at me?
Do you guys have like any slangs? So let me explain what I mean. So,
like
I know.
In
UK, like they're always like, "You alright? Would you like a cup of tea?" If you go to London, you'll be hearing in it. Then I know the one that's very popular is cheers mate. Like now, even me, I say cheers mate. Let's say I walk, I call someone, like maybe I call like help desk or something like that. After that, oh cheers mate. Yeah, but like those are things that I have to start learning how to say.
I don't think I've truly like sat down to like think of all the slangs really. But I say one, and the one I say is one I know, and that it jumps out to me. So when you are, because we're very Nigerian, so we apologize for a lot of things, even things I don't do. Like my boss is saying, I had the lights at my house, go out. I had a bulb, go out of my house. I'm like, I'm sorry.
You're not be like, you didn't do anything.
Yeah. So usually, like, especially when the person is in person, like, let's say you are walking side by side with someone, or you mistakenly like hit them or something. I'm like, I'm sorry. They'll be like, no, you're fine. So that's like, I know it sounds like such a small, but like it is such an American thing because I never used to say that to someone saying I'm sorry. Like it might just be the most random thing if you just say I'm sorry or sorry about that or something. People like, no, you're fine. Like they say that thing almost all the time. I guess maybe it's to people like me that always say sorry. Like maybe I've just heard it too much because I say sorry. But now I've got to the point where like all through this trip, like anytime people would say like, sorry about that, I'm like, no, you're fine. Even when like if she's apologizing for something that is like what apologizing for, like I'm just so used to saying, no, you're fine. Like, no, you're good. Like yeah, that's the slang that I say all the time that I'm just like, wow, I can't recognize this person anymore. Because it just rolls off my tongue.
And then is there anything you have to learn? Like so
a lot.
For me, one thing I learned was that, let's say, especially if relatives come to visit, once I'll offer them a chair, and then next thing I'll be like, would you like a drink? Or would you like some tea, coffee? And that thing is drink. So if you say, my patient will be like, I want a drink. When I first go to the UK, I'll be like, what type of drink do you want? Apparently, if they said, when they were telling me I want a drink, they meant water.
They meant water?
Yeah, some of them mean water, like get me water.
If you say you want a drink in America, that's you want alcohol. There's no ways about it. Yeah, I want a drink. That is
like some of them meant water. So if they want tea or coffee, they'll be like, I want a cup of tea. They'll now specify what they want. So, but anyway, one thing I've learned is that with English people, offering them tea or coffee is like a very good thing. If relatives come in, I'll be like, do you want some tea? Do you want some coffee? Like, especially in like very awkward situations where I don't know what to say. I've learned you can never go wrong with offering. I've just learned you could never go wrong with offering them tea or coffee. Especially like maybe I don't know what to do because we go through, when you're a nurse, you go through like really very emotional situations and stuff. I always make sure that they're comfortable and so I've always learned to offer everybody. I mean, even my colleagues maybe if I'm in the mood, though, if I'm in the mood, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to make tea. Do you want?
So do you drink tea?
Funny enough, I don't drink tea that much.
Yeah,
I don't drink coffee. Like tea to me is Bonvita and Milo.
I know.
And then I come here and they drink tea a lot. Like
The actual tea.
The actual tea a lot. Like when I used to work in the ward, I've had patients where when I resumed, the first thing they will ask me is, can you make me a cup of tea?
Imagine.
After breakfast.
Imagine.
In fact, they'll be having tea with breakfast. Before lunch, they'll ask for a cup of tea. After lunch, they'll ask for tea.
I think they don't
Before
drink
dinner.
coffee as much.
Some people, it depends. Tea,
Yeah,
coffee.
brain. If you open up this brain in America, half of it is coffee already. Kilo day. Some people cannot start their day. Like the way you see American movies and like they're like the first they go and drink is coffee. They are not joking. That's literally the standard of life. Like when I used to go into work, coffee, like in the morning you would jam people at the kitchen making coffee. Then they now made like a centralized coffee at some point, so that people stop brewing it one by one. Like they just cannot start anything in the day without coffee. Yeah. And they're proud of it. They love it.
Some people's own is coffee too. We always have like a tea trolley everywhere. Like tea or coffee or decaffeinated coffee, depending on what you want. Alright. So let's talk about the weather. For this one, the US wins. There's no even contest. But how is the weather like?
I don't like summer, me personally. I like spring. What's spring called? Autumn.
Spring is spring, but autumn is.
Oh, okay.
Spring is the first one.
Yeah. I like spring. I like fall. So I'll rate it. I think I'll rate it fall first. My favorite weather, fall, then spring, then winter. Summer is the last for me. That's all I have to say. There's a lot of this one in America. I know people think that the sun is crazy. Like all the weathers in America is extreme. When it's cold, it is cold. When it is hot, it's just too hot. I can't deal with it. Like when it's hot, I stay at home all through the day.
For me, I like summer. I like summer a lot.
Because they don't get it.
Because they don't get
Because they don't get it.
Exactly.
Obviously, if I didn't get summer too, like I'll be like, oh, I love summer. But now, I can't wait for it to just pack and go.
Like, you know, like it's always raining in England, so I'm always going everywhere. Except I don't want to carry it. Most times I'll always be my umbrella, or so. Like this year, we are grateful to God. We got a little bit of summer. Like last year, we didn't get any summer. To me, we just had spring all through, and even a little bit of winter, spring good in summertime.
You know the question I'd like to ask you. If you had to choose just one weather.
One weather. Okay.
Like
I have to choose.
So would you choose between extreme summer or extreme winter?
Extreme summer. Which one is extreme winter? No, I don't like winter because in winter you can't be like, oh, I just want to quickly go out. You have to fully dress up before you can leave the house.
True.
It doesn't matter where you're going. You have to fully dress. In summer you can just quickly, I want to grab something. You can be like, oh, I want to go for a walk. In winter, why the hell am I leaving my house? Inside. Like, so for me, I like summer, I like spring, I like fall, then winter is last. You get like,
I like being warm, and that's what winter signifies to me. Like, it's funny because winter is a cold season, but like that's when like you put on your heater. Like now, there's no heater or anything. Like okay, your AC is always on, but when it's winter, everything is warm. Everybody's trying to keep warm. Your clothes, your sweaters are out. The fashion is different. Winter fashion is beautiful fashion. I just like to see winter fashion. Really.
There's no fashion anyway. For the UK, there's no, just wear your jackets.
What about your boots, your cute boots, everything? I think it's maybe because I've not experienced extreme winter. That's why I'm yapping and yapping. All I just know is that summer just gets too much. And I spent one summer in Dallas, Texas one time. I've spent 3 summers here, and my first summer was in Dallas, Texas. All I can say is I saw horrible things. People think Lagos is hot. I promise you, if you live in places like Texas, Arizona, California, Florida, in the summer, I promise you, you will consider your life choices. Have you seen a car catch fire just because of how hot it is? If you've not seen that, don't talk to me about loving summer. I guess it's just the same thing. Like, people prefer what they
don't have.
Yeah. I mean, we have winter too, but I just can't deal with summer. Really.
All right, let's talk about like the mode of transportation.
Yes, if you don't have a car here, you're not living life. Like, you're basic. I don't say that.
A car is a necessity.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere. Yeah. There are places you can't even trek to. Yeah, that's just facts. Like,
because there's no pedestrian walkway.
Yeah,
like
I can't take a walk. Like, I can't just go out of my house and say I'm taking a walk. If I want to take a walk, I'll basically be like, I can take it, but it will be that everybody driving by will be like, "Open your problem. Are you fine? Well, because why are you on the main road?" It's that kind of thing.
Meanwhile, for the UK, we have buses, we have trains. Walking is like normal to us. Like, for me, if I want to go somewhere, I'll just check it on the map. I'll be like, oh, it's just 20 minutes away. I can walk it.
Just 20 minutes.
30. My church is like 40 minutes away. In fact, so my church.
Walk to church.
I walk to church. My church, there is a bus that goes there, but the bus takes a very long route. So basically, the bus is like 45 minutes. It's not that far, but the bus just takes a longer route to get there. If I walk in my own way, it's like 35-40 minutes, depending on how fast I'm walking. Except I'm tired, most times I walk it. If I'm then extremely tired, I'll now take a taxi. So the taxis will take a shorter route. For taxis like £6. If the driver is not trying to scam me. Yeah, so £6. So I like to walk for me. I like to walk. Well, I think I've walked from my house to city center before. Like, I always like to walk. In the UK anyway, I feel like they like to walk. And me, personally also, I like to walk.
Count me out. Like I said.
But like here, we went to Texas, guys, and everywhere was just like 40 minutes away by road. And by driving or by car, like 45 minutes, 1 hour. So I was just sleeping in the car.
There is no see, I said just you cannot walk, but you can still walk. You see Dallas, Texas. You see not just Dallas, Houston, Austin, wherever. If you're not like just in the downtown, like downtown is like where everything's popping, where the restaurants, bars, everything are mostly concentrated. If you're not downtown, because we walked downtown in Dallas, Texas, that's normal. But if you are moving from like a significant place to significant place, you can't. I'm sorry, you cannot walk. There's no provision for you to walk. And how do you want to walk safe?
I didn't even realize. So we're going to Texas. I didn't realize how big Texas was. So we stayed at Dallas in Texas. I knew someone who was in Houston. I didn't know he was going to be in Houston anyway, but when I called him that, I'm in Texas, let's try to meet up, he said he was in Houston. Houston and Dallas are in the same states of Texas. And he said by road, Houston is 4 hours away. Like, it's a 4 hours drive from
that's
one
not
place
far
to another in the same state.
I'm sorry, but that's not far.
Wow.
Houston is considered to be very close to Dallas, by the way. I just I'm in Tennessee. There are places in Tennessee that are in a different time zone.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I forgot to even add that they have places like the states are not even all the states are not even the same time zone.
Not
that one also back.
When we're in Tennessee, we're in a different time zone. When we're in Dallas, we're in different time zone. And there are people in different time zones. Like, yeah, I say within Tennessee, there are different people in different time zones.
I couldn't believe my eyes and ears.
Yeah, I think there's a running joke that the other UK might be just half of Texas.
I actually believe that.
The entire country. Because Texas is huge. Why I say huge like that? But it's big.
Okay, so I think we talked about this already, which is food and eating out. Like you said,
I don't eat out that much.
Yeah.
I don't. Like,
well, I do. I not too much, but from time to time, my friends, maybe someone's doing birthday or celebrating something. Yeah.
I eat out for celebrations.
Okay.
But
also, I'm very lazy with cooking.
Far apart.
I'm very lazy with cooking, so I'm always But I think what I wanted to mention was I wanted to buy alcohol somewhere, and they were like, "Oh, can we see ID card?"
You don't have for ID.
So, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm in a restaurant, maybe because I don't go alone, but I'm going with friends.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm in a restaurant and I'm like, "Oh, alcohol," nobody's ever asked me for.
If you are 10 friends in America, the 10 of you will show your ID if you want to drink alcohol. What do you mean?
No. The only place maybe they might ask for alcohol is if I go to the shop and I want to buy alcohol. I think they might ask, okay, yeah, you need to see an ID. But if I'm in a restaurant, no,
Show me that ID.
they don't.
You can't even show them on your phone. You have to show them in person.
In person. So they don't ask in restaurants.
I think it's because the age limit is 21.
Oh yeah, and their age limit. I think the age limit for alcohol in the UK is
18.
18. Yes.
But they even drink way younger than that. They like to drink in the UK. Not like she comes to the US. Because
They like
we're more Christian-like.
an idea of a night time is like pub. Let's meet out in the pub, stuff like that. Where do you buy your clothes from?
Ross. Ross is like, I don't want to say it's like Primark. Because Primark sells things that are cheaply made. Ross just sells like markdown items, like maybe stuff that used to be in Calvin Klein and is out of season, or maybe stuff that used to be like Steve Madden or something, like, you know, all these name brands, but it's not out of season, it's just done materials.
Okay, but I think with my experience here, they have more. The US has more options.
Because consumerism,
Name it, whether
they
it's
like
food,
consume,
whether it's
consume,
clothes,
consume.
whether it's anything, they just have more options.
Mm-hmm.
Even in their shops, like everywhere, like just rows and rows and rows of the same product, probably just different brands,
types.
different types of it. Like they have like more options. So that's what I noticed. And
Consumerism. They like to consume.
Yeah,
It's not good.
basically, for me, I just shop online because I always get confused when I go in the shop.
I prefer shopping online too. Okay, my bad. Maybe because I said Ross. I prefer shopping online, but okay, I don't want to mention where I shop.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't want to mention where I shop, but like usually, let me just say Ross.
I mean, we have shops also, but yeah, I prefer to shop online because every time I try to go in store and buy something, I kind of
Takes longer, sir.
like I see people on videos like on social media like, oh, I bought my top from Zara. I enter Zara and I don't know what to buy. Everything is either black or white.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I just do it and I just get out of Zara again.
But if you buy something online, you can easily return it.
Exactly, like yeah. And I feel like online you can say, oh, I like this top. Okay, let me look for a shorts or something that would go with it. But like in the shops, you just be walking around a lot. Like
Yeah, I feel you, baby. I feel you.
So how is entertainment and social life? Like you guys have lots of things.
I have a good social life because of my friends. Their restaurants go to, their hangouts, picnics, parks, recreational parks, different things to go to. Really.
Yeah, the US has like lots of options.
For people who like to go to bars and clubs, there's also that.
For the UK, there's also entertainment, depending on where you are. If you are ever in doubt, London is always there. There's always like lots of stuff to do in London. A good amount of all the concerts and stuff will be in London and stuff like that. And then maybe in some other big cities from time to time. For me, entertainment, apart from I've never been to a concert, but yeah, there are pubs, there are restaurants you could go to, museums. There will always be museums, free museums to go to, ponting and stuff like that. Social life, I'm grateful that I have friends because it can get lonely sometimes. So I always have people that I can hang out with from time to time. How is the racism? Because it will never be truly racist free, if that's correct.
You choke now. You choke, but we move. The thing, we have discussion within the Nigerian community at my former workplace about how we don't dwell on racism because for us there's there's just more we have to focus on channel our energies to. As a non-immigrant, I'm thinking, oh, I need a job to stay in my visa status. There's so much I'm thinking about. I don't care if Tracy even had mistakenly said something to me, but you know, like, and I totally understand, for people who are actually Black Americans, it's a different ballgame for them. They've had to grow with this all their life, so they notice it more. Me, I just want to get my salary at the end of the month and bounce. Like, so I don't really dwell on situations like that or think too much about it. I mean, there are some cases that are very glaring, but it has never happened to me. Yeah, I think there might be some passive or whatever.
Passive-aggressive,
yeah, but like a blatant case of someone just being outrightly racist. That never happened. It has happened to someone that I know, but it has never happened to me. So it definitely does exist. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, I'm choosing not to give that my energy.
Well, I also think it depends on the part of the UK you go to. There are some people, there are some places I think there might be like less immigrants than the other. So those kind of places, maybe they might not be so open-minded. Yeah. But from what I've experienced, like, racism is like also subtle, passive-aggressive kind of vibe. Sometimes I get it from patients, but the times I've had racist comment from patients, they were not, how would I put it? They didn't have capacity. That's how I put it. So maybe they were not in their right consciousness or in their right. Maybe they were a bit delirious, or they had some condition that made them say that kind of stuff. Is the time I have experienced racist comment from patients. But once in a while, I think once or twice I've gotten patients that they feel more comfortable with a white nurse or a white doctor. They like, if you do something for them, they question everything you do.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure you're doing the right thing? But they don't do that to the white person. So they're like, oh, are you sure? Like, they won't tell you they don't want you to treat them.
Yeah.
But they will let you know that, can I get someone else if possible? From colleagues, you might also get like that passive aggressive stuff, but I just try not to focus on it or dwell on it. Like, yeah, but for that, I'm also lucky that where I stay is it's like there are 2 universities there in Oxford.
So they get a lot of visitors.
there are a lot of visitors and stuff. Yeah, so that's it.
Have you ever seen DJ Copy?
No.
Okay.
I've never seen DJ Copy. When I came, she was still in school. How I want to see her?
Why she came to class now?
How will I see her? Like, I can't enter university.
Oh, you can't enter?
Well, you can't. They only open for University of Oxford, from what I've seen, they only open the colleges when they're on holiday, or maybe they're not having classes or something. But there are some of their colleges that they close. They don't allow visitors to enter. And maybe the only place I would have jammed DJ Copy would have been in the city center, but I never saw her, and she has even finished school. She has graduated. Yeah, so. How has it been settling in as an immigrant?
I would just say that I've been blessed by God. All praise and adoration to God who gives all good blessings. So for me, I'm still a non-immigrant, so I'm still on technically my student visa, so I'm not settled yet. Well, I'm just grateful to have at least a sort of like a means to probably getting settled by the means of my job. So hopefully in a couple of years, through the job route and everything, I'll be able to get settled. But yeah, I won't even say I'm settled yet. I just have a job that promises to do more.
For me, I've also been like lucky. Thank God.
Yeah, lucky at best.
So it was easy because we came in as a group, not just like Nigerians, like people from different countries. We came in as a group, so I was not lonely, because if I didn't come in as a group, if I had come in through the student routes, I don't know what my life would have been. Because
I've been fine now.
Well, I guess I would have been fine, but for me, it's not always easy for me to talk to other people. You know how some people are so bold, they can just go and start conversations. Like, I'm not that. I'm the kind of person that I want to talk to you, but I won't talk to you. Instead, I'll just be staring at you and hoping and praying that you come to me.
Please don't be staring at me.
But like, I might not be staring at you like this, but you know, I'll just be like weird stuff. So me coming with a group of people made it easier because I could just easily talk to them about things that, you know, we have in common and stuff like that. So, but still, I have to say it does get lonely sometimes. Yeah, it does. Sometimes you miss home. For me, sometimes I miss home.
I miss people, but I don't miss home. That makes sense. I miss people.
Okay.
I just want them to be here, though.
Yeah, I get it. So, that's the end of our video. I hope you guys liked it. If you do like it, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section.
Yeah.
See you in our next video. Bye.
As I say, you can catch her on TikTok.
Oh yeah. You
Finished.
can catch me on TikTok and Instagram, and it's the same username, Female Beatrice. And you guys, thank Mofe so much for coming and being on this channel.
Bye.
Bye.
Gotta go.